Welcome back to part 2. In the previous video, I showed you my design process for the mullets, aka the cloud kites. In this video, I'm going to use the models to refine some sketches I'm working through. One of the issues I'm struggling with is the scale of this world. Althea, my protagonist, lives in this massive biolab that resembles a Swedish Dala horse, which I'm calling the Dala Lab. Now this thing is the size of a cruise ship. In the beginning of the book, a debris storm wipes out the lunar settlement which Al lives. Not only his, but the ones around him. Living in Texas, I've seen the damage a tornado can do, so I was thinking a similar level of destruction. On one side, I think it would be pockmarked into oblivion. On the other side, I think it would actually still be shiny and chromatic. As the lone survivor of the storm, Al is too poor to move into the safety of the 2-meter cities, so he has to scrap parts from the surrounding homes in order to maintain his. This is how he is able to keep his home running while he creates a business to bring in more income. And the only way I could figure it would work is if there was some sort of adaptable robot crew, which probably didn't require dialogue as this story has enough going on in it. I think the only way that Al could really repair his ship is if he had robots doing it for him. This is why I needed an inside crew to work on the small stuff, and the cloud kites to go recover big parts that he couldn't carry. Even though there's really low gravity on the moon, I think he still needs some help. So these cloud kites, I'm pretty sure they can hover, they can propel, they can float. They use some type of fuel that's maybe solar condensed? I don't know, I'm just a florist in space, I'm not an engineer. In the scene I'm working on, you can see the Mullins, the cloud kites, working together with Al to grab some scavenged parts for delivery into the hangar bay. I'm playing with the idea of storing the kites in this sort of surreal cloudscape against the backdrop of space. Here's a little sketch what I'm thinking of. I've been really vibing with a pencil layer to capture the lighting on top of a line and ink layer to outline the shapes. Although I'm not in love with my inking abilities right now, I think the graphical nature of the line work is necessary for the story because there's a lot of elements, and I think separating the shapes can only really be done with line work. Now I really like the black inkiness of space, but visually balancing it in this colorful imagery has been a bit of a learning curve. The question I keep asking myself is, when the void, lightless expanse of space is enough? Here I'm using Sharpie to make the sky darker, while I'm also using graphite to blend in the lit elements into the darkness. This is what I mean, it's been a little bit of a learning curve. I've been thinking about the Dala Lab as this reflective retro chrome surface, kind of like an Airstream. I grew up around this behemoth Airstream, so I think that visual is kind of bleeding into this novel. I'm working out how to make the skin of the horse look pockmarked on one side and mirror-like on the other. And the question I want to know is, can I do this pencil graphite effect for 100 pages? And this is why I'm doing a bunch of test pages to figure out the speed in which I can put together these images. Just thinking out loud. Alright, that's enough sketching, let's get some color on this sketch. I've scanned the sketch into Procreate, thrown it in as a multiply layer, increase inkiness of space and do something that feels real. To me this ship was always red. There's no argument. Now I'm dropping in an earth from a previous sketch. Now I'm coloring in the scavenged parts. I kind of like the idea of a macaroni cheese colored industrial part. Maybe I'm just craving the food, but there's kind of a unexpected flair to it. Now I'm adding in propulsion pink, which is the color of space travel, by the way. Now to make the moon a little bit more of that dusty gray it's all known for. Cleaning up the cloud kite, I think they should stay bright white. I think the contrast is nice. Because these clouds have the potential to link together and form the shape of the 1744 comet I referenced in the previous video, I'm seeing how much plumage I can get away with on the regular activities. Now here's the thing I can't figure out. The horse's mane is a solar panel. It's big. That's how the whole thing gets powered. But what color is it after it gets destroyed by the debris storm? Is it pummeled plum, shattered green, battered blue, and now the sky glitter? You know, stars. And voila! I think you can see where this book is heading. Stay tuned for my next video where I talk about the racing vehicles. I'm calling them Eclipsers. Vroom!